Oh yeah, our meeting's being recorded today. So so we need to first make sure we're all logged into Google using a Chrome browser, and make sure you're using your district email and password to access it. And then use the little 9 square waffle to access your drive. And we're going to start with our video from Mr. Lukey, our Deputy Superintendent.
Good morning and welcome to Summer Virtual Institute. I appreciate and thank all of you for joining us this week and willing to learn with us as we lean into a new year of learning with our students. This is not the instructional program that we had hoped to accomplish this year in terms of our students starting the year in virtual format, but I believe that together we will build a strong instructional program to support the students of our district. So I want to speak a little bit about the importance of this week's learning with respect to our instructional program and emphasize a couple of key points for us before we start today. First and foremost, I'd like to emphasize the importance of understanding what the state is requiring of school districts this year, and that there are a set number of instructional minutes that we must adhere to. It is our goal that through the virtual nature of our instructional program over the first that we can rise above and beyond those minimum minutes, ensuring that our students receive ample in-person to the best of our ability instruction, meaning synchronous learning, where we are zooming in with our students online, supporting them, teaching them, equipping them with the skills to be successful in this virtual format. And then we are also balancing that with what we call asynchronous time, where we are assigning kids to complete assignments through many of our instructional tools and resources, while we as teachers and educators work in small groups with students who simply need more time with intervention. And so you are going to receive a lot of information from our instructional services support team. You are going to receive a lot of tools and resources to support you with the instructional design of our program for this year. Just know that we're in this together. Let's support each other. Let's be there for each other, and let's work together to make the very best and strongest instructional program for our students. So once again, thank you very much. I look forward to learning with you this week, and I look forward to a successful school year. Thank you.
Next slide is just our BCSD vision, and it's to be a model of educational excellence, equity, and innovation. And then our BCSD mission, which is to educate all students at the highest level of academic excellence to become collaborative, creative, and critical thinkers. And then this is Teddy.
This is our BCSD core priorities. Priority 1 is a culture of collective efficacy. Priority 2 is a culture of teaching and learning. Priority 3, a culture of student-centered schools. And priority 4, a culture of access and inclusion to ensure a multi-tiered system of supports for all learners. And here we have our BCSD academic priorities again. Priority 1, we're going to read, comprehend grade level text. Priority 3 is hear, effectively interact in listening, speaking, reading, writing, and thinking activities. Priority 2, and we have priority 4, which I can't see.
I don't know what's wrong with that.
That's fine, we can go to.
It's effectively engage in inquiry-based learning experiences.
And this is STEAM. Priority 4 is centered around STEAM.
Mm-hmm. And here are our norms. We're going to celebrate our individual, team, and collective success. Be engaged, focused, kind, respectful, and collaborative in supporting the vision of our collective work. Be willing to challenge the thinking of the group to identify a better solution. Encourage, validate, and support each other through the learning and implementation process while being open-minded to new and innovative ideas. Be open and honest in our feedback while not taking the feedback communication personally in order to ensure a safe environment for innovation, vulnerability, and strategic risk taking. In here we have our video chat expectations, which you would share with your students and your parents. We just want to be prepared, which is be on time. Our presentation, we want to keep our camera still and on. We want to check our surroundings, and of course, we want to dress appropriately. When speaking, we want to have everybody else on mute, raise your hand or to speak and ask a question. And don't forget, we have the chat box, which Miss Patty Miner is navigating. And then we have participation. We want to be focused, pay attention, and be an active participant, be respectful, and then use signals. Thumbs up, okay, thumbs down, no, raise your hand for a question, or just drop that question into the chat box.
And we're just going to establish our purpose, and our learning intention is we will learn how to support learning through a balanced literacy framework in any context. And that success criteria, that I can statement is I can understand essential learning for our students, and I can find and create resources to support that learning.
Here is our agenda today. We're going to go through introductions, online engagement, parking lot, and then we're going to once again reference our ELA activities using Google Slides and Jamboard, and then we'll have our parking lot, where if you have any questions that are out of our hands, we can put it in the parking lot and send them to the appropriate people.
Alrighty, so first we're gonna get to know each other a little bit, and this is Jamboard. So if we go to Jamboard, there's a short link there, but this is you can edit this document. So our questions is, welcome to our class, add a sticky note with your name on it to introduce yourself. And over here on the side is a sticky note. So you're able to type in it easily, my name is Jackie. I love to eat pasta. I don't know why I'm thinking about pasta right now, but, and my favorite color is blue, so I'm gonna make it blue. And you can drag it anywhere around. So if you guys can add that. And then to go to the next slide, because there's 5 in this one, is this little arrow at the top, and it's your next frame. And once you add your, over here at the side is the sticky note to add. And then once you're able to, you can go to the next one and answer, did you enjoy your summer? Yes or no? You just type your name in and then change the color to match. So no is pink and green is yes. No, I did not enjoy my summer. But you type your name. And pink is no. Are you guys able to access that? Ooh, it looks like people are on.
Yeah, go ahead and take a couple minutes and let's fill it out.
Oh, they're all on top of each other. I can move them for you guys. They all upload to the same part. And you could go to the next slide with the arrows at the top. You can navigate through the slide set with the arrows. Do you like pizza? You just type your name.
We have one question. Someone asked, how would this work for younger kiddos?
So with younger kiddos, you can use, I'll show you more later on in the presentation, but you can add images. So from Google, so you can add images and search for icons. You can upload files from your computer with like icons and visuals and make story maps and all sorts of things. And we're going to practice later on how to use it for our different kiddos and age groups and abilities.
Okay, Jackie, we have several people that are not able to access this. So this might be a good time to troubleshoot a
Okay,
little bit.
so we need to make sure that we are logged in with our BCSD email. So here is my email. So we got to make sure if this little circle is signed into a different email, we don't have access to this document. And make sure you're in Google Chrome.
They're saying that the page is not found. They're logged into Google. So what I will do is I put the link in there, but I will add them individually.
Okay, thank you for
It's
doing that.
DTU is the link. I just did it, and let me do it again in the chat box. That's how I was able to get in.
Yeah, I put the link in the chat box.
Are you asking people to participate with this activity, or are we just watching?
No,
You're
we're participating.
Okay, I'm just gonna watch.
Okay, Deborah.
Eva, I just wanted to say, in the chat, Eva was having some difficulties getting in. We're going to try to fix that, but she answered her questions in the chat. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for doing that.
That's a great idea.
Good morning.
Good morning, Deborah. How are you?
I'm good.
Hi.
Hi, Teddy.
Hi.
And thank you, Yesenia. I see that now. I put it in originally wrong. I forgot the go.
Oh, was
Thank you.
that our?
Yeah, my bad.
Looks like a lot of people are on. We have, hi, my name is Brenda. I love to read. We have, hello, my name is Marisol and I love watermelon. Me too. My name is Jennifer and I miss traveling. Oh, me too. Maya, I love Starbucks too. It's been an addiction.
That says, how do you make the letters bigger?
It depends on how much you type in. So if you type a long sentence and a long paragraph, it's going to be smaller. And then you can also change the size of your sticky note. I can make me super tiny, but I can also make mine so I cover the whole page, which I really did not enjoy my summer. So that's a good one there.
We have one other question. Today's presentation is in view only.
Yes, you need to make a copy of that presentation. So if I go back to the presentation here on file, all the way to the left, you make a copy of the entire presentation. Then you have access to everything.
Thank you, Jackie.
And then I just want to reference our parking lot is over here. So if you guys have any questions that are out of our realm and out of our control, this is a document to go to it. A link to go to the document to add your questions. How are we doing, Teddy? Good. Where is he? Oh, we
Yeah,
have a lot of people that love pizza.
Who doesn't love pizza?
And you. Uh,
A lot of
Lots
people
of
have
people-
pets.
Mm-hmm. Sarah has a cat and a fish. Too many to list. Oh. And then siblings. We have only child. We have, ooh, oldest of 5 and have 1 younger.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh my goodness. I'm the baby of
one older
6.
half sister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am. I'm the baby of 6, so I get spoiled. I know that. And these last slides are just extra slides, so you can also expand and view all the slides.
This is a good activity for our parents on that first day, getting to know our kids, our students, especially the littles.
Yeah, you could make this so parents can fill it out, like, what's your child's favorite food? What do they like to play with at home?
Mhm.
What subjects do they like lean towards compared to other ones? So like if they like math more than English and that kind of stuff, reading.
Or if we have any sensory behaviors or allergies
Any
or
triggers.
triggers.
Yeah. It looks good. Are we ready to go back to the presentation?
Yes, I think so.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna go back to present mode. Does anybody need to see how to make a copy again of the, you go to file, you go to make a copy, entire presentation. If you just do selective slides, you only get your selected slide that you're on. All righty, present mode. And then again, our parking lot link is there if you guys have any questions. And this is just a quote from Limes, and it's teachers have influence over the learning environment. So what we put in is what we're gonna get out this year, like it is always. So just go for it, honestly. And then we're gonna start off with creating an engaging ELA remote learning environment. And these are just questions from yesterday. So why is engagement important, and how do we mentally engage learners when we are not physically together? So if you guys could like drop some of those answers into the chat box of why is engagement important and how do we mentally engage learners when we are not together physically. And I can't see the chat box. So Patty.
I'm looking.
Okay, and I'm back. To build trust and relationship.
Yes, that's a good one.
Engagement is important because it keeps them in focus, keeps our students focused. Anyone else?
How do we mentally engage? What are some ideas that how we can get them engaged when we're not there physically?
It allows us to assess why we were teaching. That's how engagement is important. Singing songs, laughter.
Singing songs. Just the ways you would do with them in person, you do online as well.
Hand signals, asking questions, visuals, songs, great attitude, puppets. Oh, I love that.
That's a good one. I love the puppets.
It increases learning, being animated, being happy to see everyone.
I always think Blue's Clue. Blues Clues.
Yes.
Waiting for that answer, waiting for their reaction.
We can engage them when we're not physically present by using interactive activities as well as asking for feedback. Thumbs up, high fives, calling out their names.
Yes. I love all those. Those are all
Frequent-
great answers.
Frequent check-ins. When we are not there physically, we can use materials, videos, songs that they like, and interactive activities.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sounds
Good job.
good. Are we good? Sounds like everybody was listening yesterday.
We're going to revert back to yesterday's synchronous and asynchronous learning. So for the synchronous learning, remember, it's the whole group instruction. It's that small group instruction with yourself and your paras with the students. And that asynchronous learning is more or less the independent learning aspect without you there. So it would be like the recorded lessons you would do on Screencastify or Loom that you would post onto your Google Classroom. It would be the assignments using Bloom cards and interactive Google Slides. And it would also be the other activities in Google Classroom, such as the virtual classrooms, the virtual libraries, and also the district provided software such as Achieve 3000, Smarty Ants, and Starfall. But once again, the asynchronous is the independent learning that they're doing at home at their own pace, at their own time. Whereas asynchronous learning is the whole group, the small group, rotations with your aides, and then you have that daily schedule, you have that Zoom meeting, you have the links ready for your aides, your paras, and your students, and then you have the evaluations and the notes that your aides are taking and that you were taking as well for that data. And then you want to have those lessons ready for your staff as well. So I hope this kind of breaks it down for everybody, because it was the terminology was just a bit much.
That was a great explanation, Teddy.
Thank you. And we have examples. How can we do this in my class? So once again, you have that whole class Zoom with all participants, and all participants would include your aides and would include your students. And for the littles, for the pre-K kinder, we want the parent engagement. Are we gonna get it? Maybe, maybe not, but that is the goal. We wanna reach out to the parents to help the student, because we're not there to sit with this child to get them ready to learn. And we know how it is having that 3-year-old coming in fresh from home and having no background knowledge of how to participate in a classroom environment or a learning environment. And so we would move down to our Zoom meetings with our staff, with our paras, doing small group instruction. You would, we could probably show you in a little bit is how to break out into groups using Zoom, and then have that done for about 10 to 12 minutes, and then have rotate. Because we do 45 minutes ELA, 45 minutes of math each day in small group rotations. We still want to utilize that in the distance learning atmosphere. And once again, the asynchronous learning is done in the Google Classroom on their own independently. And for those students that, you know, they have different skills, you would assign those assignments individually in the Google Classroom, which we can get to later. And here's just another picture support, whole class, synchronous learning. And then we move down to small group instruction, synchronous learning. We go back to whole class synchronous learning, which is we're closing out the day, we're closing out our lessons. How is everything going? Okay, we learned the letter B today. You guys have fun, check your Google Classroom, and then we go into asynchronous learning, where the child, the student, and the parent, or maybe even older sibling is assisting the student with the independent work using Google Classroom, Smarty Ants, and Achieve 3000. And then if we go to the next slide, we have the icons here just for that simulation to show our students, because we are using icons in our pre-K autism classrooms to go along with what we're doing with the synchronous learning and our daily distance learning. Hopefully this helps, because I was a little off yesterday.
And this is all, like, icons and everything are also used with our 1-3 classes. And especially with it being online, it's going to be different. They're going to need all the same supports. They're going to need that family member with them on the computer. Especially because they didn't finish kindergarten all the way.
And thank you, Teddy, for answering that in the chat, but maybe you can talk a little bit about how you collect IEP data. Like, which form of learning would you recommend? How do you all do that?
Given our schedules, which I was told is being developed by our admin, our principals, so everybody's schedule may look different with how it's going to be, but we're going to have more in-depth information, I'm assuming, in the next week or so. But it would be, I would do it during my small groups. So if I have time to do my ELA block, my math block, I would want to do maybe 40 minutes, because I have 3 aides and myself, so that's 4. That's 4 groups. I can work with one student on their goals and rotate them out on the 3rd block of instruction. So during small group instruction would be ideal. And if you do have that dependence on your aides who are able to do the data, you can have them do it as well. So you would get 4 groups of data collecting, working on goals. And for a lot of us having our aides able to do the Zoom learning, we would have to show them how to navigate it as well. So hopefully yes, we'll have that time to do it. Do mild mod students do gen ed and sped for 40 minutes? I can't answer mild mod. I don't know mild mod.
I don't know either. I think that is also being created at this time. The district will send out how many contact minutes they need to have each day and what they recommend, and then each site will create and teacher will create and then send that to their principal. Well, all these breakout rooms need to be recorded.
I think that's a parking lot question.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The
only reason that these are recorded is so if you weren't able to attend, or we have new teachers that come in, or if you change your teaching status, like let's say they need somebody in 6th grade, then you can go in later on asynchronously and look at these presentations. So we'll be able to see all of the presentations from this Summer Virtual Institute. Yes, our accounts are ready with breakout rooms. Yeah, you have to start a meeting first before you can create a breakout room. And you have to have people in there with you. So get a buddy, invite a buddy, and then you guys can practice it.
Yeah, I would get with your aides. But when do we come back? Next week? The week after?
The 11th?
Let's see.
The first week of August.
Yeah.
They haven't set an exact date.
August 10, I think.
We're still
With
waiting.
the negotiation. Yeah, we're still waiting. Are we ready?
Yes, let's move on.
Excuse me. So are you guys saying that we're having breakout rooms for the pre-K students?
Yes,
Small
with
groups,
our aides.
With our aides.
Okay, with the aides. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so there'd be one adult in each breakout room.
Yes.
Imagine if they were alone.
Yeah, not alone. No. I mean, it's just like you do in your classroom, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what if a parent or a guardian is not available to help the students?
That's
And
a part.
Yes, if they're with their grandparents or someone who's taking care of them and said, I'm not doing it.
Because you can put them into another room. You can
No,
move.
what I'm saying is that what if there's no adult to help the child? What are we going to do about that?
then that child becomes my
Comes,
one-on-one.
I
Oh, you mean
at
in the
home,
household? I see what you're
The
saying.
yeah,
household.
yeah.
That's a parking lot question.
That's a parking
It
lot
is.
question because that will come up.
Yeah, and that will be a school site district intervention at that point.
Yeah.
So will you be developing like packets or some type of work they can do on their own, and you can check in with them that way?
That is also a parking lot question.
Do you write it down?
I can
'Cause,
write it down, yeah.
Thank you.
That's why,
want to know.
yeah, no, that's why we need parent involvement, parent engagement, and we kind of went over that yesterday. Parent
Yeah.
involvement is key, especially right now with distance learning. We have these 3, 4, or 5-year-olds who don't know how to navigate a Chromebook or whatnot. So let's be honest, let's keep it 100. We're being dependent on the parent or the older child to help with this distance learning.
Yeah.
And,
I'm just
and
afraid. I'm just afraid if they don't have that. Like if they're
Yeah.
staying with a sitter or
yeah,
a grandparent.
yeah,
You know.
you're right. You're right. And that's something that would have to go through with our department, with our admin. Something
Mhm.
would have to come up because that is a good question. And let's be honest, it might happen more than once with one child in our classroom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that's something that we're all going to deal with. Thank
Uh-huh.
you, Deborah, for asking. Oh, yeah, we need to try to get some answers for that, and hopefully soon.
Mm-hmm. And even if we can like make sure that they have some of these things at their house, at least to have something, because then you can check in with them, and then the parents can, if the caregiver is not savvy with using technology,
Uh-huh.
at least they have something there. And when you check in with them, they can say, my child has been doing this, which is similar to what you guys have been doing.
Yeah. And
And I hate to have to do a whole bunch of that, but
no, it's true. It's true.
know?
And then that comes the question of how do we distribute that? How do they pick up? And how often?
And also remember, we have our IEP and our MTSS teams at the school sites that will be helping with this, and our FACE people helping with this, going out, having those interactions at home with the parents and guardians. So thank you for saying that. One of our participants typed that in the chat, so thank you. And you're not alone. We're not on an island, just like we're not on an island at school. So I think that, please ask for help, ask those questions. Thank you, Deborah, for bringing all those concerns up, because they are valid. We know we're going to run into this.
And I was thinking though, Teddy and Jackie, since you guys teach the pre-K, what if our students had like a visual schedule at home, and you can, when you're working with them, you can say, okay, can you check your schedule? And then you can see them do it, actually do it. You know what I mean?
Yes, I'm actually gonna put those in the toolbox that I'm gonna send home.
Okay. We were thinking about folders, communication folders with their for those nonverbals or those who need assistance, with their icons already made, and then you can send home that daily schedule of what we're doing at home.
I think that's vital. I think that has to happen.
Yes.
I think so. I think that's that has to happen. They have to have that visual schedule at home. And when you're working with them, you can see them actually check their schedule, or, so you can keep that going. So when you guys get them back,
they're on it.
Yes.
Transition, yeah.
I think that's even valid for our older kids, our 1 through 3 classes. They need that schedule still, especially since it's online and it's completely different. They're not in school. They need that schedule. So all our kids need a schedule sent home that is accessible for them.
Even if you're working through virtual to distance learning, you can just say, check your schedule. We're going to work on social emotional learning, and they can go over to wherever they have it at, or even on their desk, and
or on the
and
table.
then move the icon. So
they can move the icon. They can do check off schedules.
Right.
Depends on their ability level, because half my class was checkoff schedules and half of them were still icons. So depends on what their level is, keep them at that level.
Right.
And that expectation. Yeah, I agree, Deborah. That's another valid point.
Yeah, and if we keep them, you know what, honestly, I believe that if we can keep them on that schedule and keep them using those schedules, then 50% of our problems are solved.
Yeah.
Because even if they don't get the content, we're still teaching them how to function in the classroom.
Yeah.
I agree.
Can we move on?
Yes, we can move
I'm
on.
sorry. I'm sorry to be the bad person, but we need to get rolling. We won't get through it. But thank you so much,
I
Deborah.
want to say,
All
no,
right.
Patty, we can't move on.
No, girl, we moving on.
So our next part is just accessing content, and I kind of want to dive a little deeper into this and just show you a couple things. So if we go to grade level lessons, we pick Kinder, week 1, and there is ELA slides like Teddy showed you for math yesterday. So we have writing. Let's go to writing. So we pull up writing. I have a lot of tabs open. Oh no.
That was my issue yesterday.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if it's gonna load. Oh, copy document. It will always say make a copy. And you make a copy. Okay, so you guys, you go through, or you guys, that's hard for me. So when they come up, you can go through and see they're all read to you. So for asynchronous, you can, when you copy the slide, it'll be embedded into it and they can play the sound. So it's read to them, parts of a person. They're learning how to draw people. This is definitely something that our kids can do if they have that purposeful skill of writing on paper. So we can take certain slides and you can control and click a whole bunch of slides like this, and then right click, and if you copy them, you can put them into a new document. So you can make certain groups for your different leveled kids, your different levels. So once it loads, and if you paste it in, all the slides from the district website are in there. So you don't have to use all the slides from their website. You can just scaffold it to meet your kids' needs. And what's great about that website is it's all related to Common Core standards. And they have everything from like phonics to writing. They have SEL lessons. They have reading lessons. I would advise to take the time just to look through everything and find stuff that you believe will work for your kids. Because it's there. And we're making lesson plans, right? Like 4 weeks worth, the SPED department. Patty?
We have some lesson plans that we've given to Nikki already for the 4-5
Okay.
group.
Okay, so 4-5 has some.
Yeah,
I know before Luann left, she was making stuff for the younger kiddos. So it's all here. And if we go back to home, there's EdTech, which is awesome. And it has all your how-tos in there. There's how-to tutorials for the kids. So how to navigate this, how to drag and drop, how to use Zoom, how to use Google Classroom, if your kids are on that independent level. There's the family communication page that is coming soon. All the Virtual Summer Institute, all the presentations are in here. So if you weren't able to go to a training, they're all here. Yeah. And then we go back.
The technology trainings were really informative and very helpful with creating your Google Classrooms and assigning assignments individually or to your whole class. So I suggest those that need more assistance to go to the Google Classroom guides.
And then just reiterating that family connection is key, and all these things are ways to stay in contact with your family. So Remind, Class Dojo, that class tag, Linktree to link all your resources in one spot for your parents. Using Google Voice to make your phone calls so you give out your personal number, and then always have an updated email address and phone number for your families, because they often change phone numbers and then you can't get a hold of them. So make sure you're always like, if you get a new number, please update me so I can stay in contact with you. And then again, up here is a Google form that you can make a copy of that someone in our pre-K team made that has all that information in one spot. You get it all at once, which is awesome. And then with our initial meetings in Zoom, we just need to be very exaggerative and on point. You need to be high energy to keep that attention. So we have to establish our procedures. We need purposeful play. We got to play games with them. We sing songs. We do Go Noodle. We do story time for those first meetings to get that engagement. Building that vocabulary, you hold up something like, what is this? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And you're like, oh, you write with it. It's a pen. Yeah, it's a pen. Can you say pen with me? And just all that kind of stuff. And our morning opening ideas, we shared with yesterday with you guys some examples of our circle times for our mornings. And we run them, you're gonna run them the same way you would in class, but it's just via Zoom. And is this yours, Teddy?
Is that mine?
Yeah, I don't have access.
Let me go in.
Oops. Yeah, so it's just a virtual classroom with our daily focus. If you look over here, and the letter of the week is N with like number 15. Our shape is a diamond. Our color is blue, and all of it's linked at the bottom with like videos. And this could be done as a whole group of classroom assignment, that sort of thing. Did you give me access? No.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. So editor, saved. Try it now.
Okay.
Everything is linked to either a video or Starfall. This is my daily focus. This is what we focus on each day. I do one each day. This was back in June, so this was for ESY. Like Jackie just said, it's just very basic. It's very straight to the point. It's good, doesn't have a lot. The train on top has each letter is linked to, oh, not here.
Not here. It's in the other one.
What is that? Starfall.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get the calendar and the alphabet on there?
I'm gonna be honest, everything is Google search. I am uploading, I found this template that has a bunch of different materials you can add on to create your classroom. Mm-hmm. So I'm uploading those. I've already uploaded those to the drive, and further in the presentation, we'll show you how to access that. But everything is Google searched.
So should I show them how to do it really fast?
I'm going through it later with Starfall.
Oh. Okay, cool. Okay, and then if we go back.
Okay, distance learning via Zoom. So examples related to ELA. So phonemic awareness, it would be the sound only, so using the ears. So we would hold up a cup and a book and say the k sound, which object sounds like k, and we'll visualize responses by placing the k in the container. So we would use phonics, letter and sound, eyes and ears. So we're looking for the letters. So we would go to the house and find objects in the that match the letter that we're looking for, such as the letter B or bottle, or we're looking for the sound. I don't have anything up here. Paper, paper, paper. So we would have them do that scavenger hunt. And then we just want to focus on one skill. So we're not going to ask, oh, what color is this? When we're only focusing on phonics or just one topic. And then for our nonverbal students, we would use the icons. So let's keep in mind that we need to create those icons, laminate them, cut them, and Velcro them, and then just send them home in a communication folder or binder, or the toolboxes that we had discussed yesterday, or using hand gestures. Thumbs up, thumbs down, hands up, I have a question.
Mm-hmm. And then this is just an example of engagement. Like, what letter is this? Can you find letter C? Oh, you found letter C. Just certain things like that. Like, what letter sounds like? Can you find the letter that sounds like? And then like saying the alphabet with them. Can you name all the letters with me? You really have to be really engaging to keep them engaged. With this Zoom etiquette over here, this chart is just something you can share with your kids, like make sure your video's on, please mute yourself when you're not talking, raise your hand to talk, don't eat when you're on the computer, please sit still. And then for those that need, oh my goodness, those that need like more of a structured visual is eyes watching, ears listening, voice quiet, our bodies calm. Meaning like they can fidget still, but they're not like running around the living room or running around the kitchen table. They need to be somewhat engaged into your lesson.
And we want to embed those sensory breaks. We want to embed those movement breaks every so often, because let's be honest, at 3 years old, 4 years old, at my age, our age, we need to get up and move.
Everybody needs to move a little bit.
And here's a quote that I found to be so perfect for us. We don't want to struggle to be a better teacher than everybody else. Simply be a better teacher than you ever thought you could be. So there's no competition, there's no nothing. It's just being bettering yourself and not worrying about what the other person is doing, but focusing on what we're doing individually. We're all learning this together. This is a new era for us, and hopefully it doesn't last long with this distance learning. But we're all in this together. And if you have any questions, just reach out to Patty, Jackie, or myself, or even your program coordinators, or our new academic coach, Ms. Gina Safidra, or Ms. Leah Blake, who was our program specialist, or the fabulous Deborah. They're all here to help.
Then some of our interactive activities. So here is just, it's a sample of an ELA lesson via Zoom, which is your synchronous learning, or you can use the same thing as a recorded lesson on Loom and Screencastify, which is asynchronous.
Yes.
So with this example of the Loom recorded lesson at the bottom, it is 2 skills. It's phonics and phonemic awareness, but this was recorded at the end of the year where my kids were at. So since it's the beginning of the year, we need to like scaffold that back to the beginning, like getting them used to being on the computer. So we would focus on one skill, such as phonics or phonemic awareness. Like, what letter is this? What letter is this? Can you find letter A? Or focus on the sound. And you teach as you would in person, you check for understanding, you pause, and you motivate through verbal praise and affirmation. So when you have time, you can watch my Loom video I go full teacher mode with my voice and everything.
Can we pause for a second?
Yes.
So is it loom.com?
Loom.com.
Can you go to that?
Yeah, I can click on mine.
Okay.
So this is Loom. I like it more than Screencastify. I think that whenever I was looking into both, it allowed longer videos. So when you go through you're recording your presentation, but you're at the bottom and your kids can see you. So this one's 7 minutes and
Friends, it's Miss Langley again. How are you guys doing? I hope you're staying healthy and staying helpful and calm. Make sure we need to still be practicing that.
And then
I love it.
just yeah. So
Use our brains, our think times.
I'm massaging my brain there to get out knowledge. But yeah, you guys can watch this for reference. And then here is some letter slides that you guys can definitely make a copy of. So again, you go to File and you make a copy of the entire presentation or just selected slides. So I don't have all 26 letters in here yet, but eventually there will be. But this is what I use for Loom. So my letter lessons are this, and then I go down to, ooh, what letter is this? And we sing the song, and then we would go through which image starts with a sound, and I would pause and wait for their response. So,
Okay, we have a question. It says, is Loom something that comes with our BCSD account? Is it free to us? Is it the same as Jamboard?
it is, you can get a Chrome extension for it. I think you can have 25 videos on your account. That's a free account. And I know when the quarantine started, when the pandemic started, they had free accounts for teachers, but I'm not sure if it's still free.
Thank you.
And Jamboard is
A
the Google extension as well, and it is free.
Free. Jamboard is free. It is a part of your Google account. It's a part of that little waffle that has all the different apps on it. But, oops.
Oh, can we look at an assignment on somebody's Google Classroom? I think we're kind of.
Oh yeah, we are getting to that. Yeah, I'll show you guys mine and some examples of what I put in there for ELA. No.
Okay, perfect. Google Slides. So for interactive activities, we can use Google Slides. We can use them during our whole group instruction, during our small group instruction, or even during using our Zoom lessons. So we would share the screen. We would teach the lesson as you would in person in the classroom using your smartboard. We can also use this as asynchronous. Use recording using Loom or Screencastify. We would record ourselves teaching the lesson using the Google Slides. And then we would ask questions, get that expressive language, expressive thinking, give a wait time for student responses. Just think Blue's Clues. And we would ask a question such as, what does this letter make? And then we would assign the assignments using Google Slides for that at-home learning using asynchronous. And then if, Jackie, if you want to click on the folder.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was going to click on this so we could show what it is, how interactive it is.
So we would go to present.
And you make sure you're in present because
touch the letter that matches the sound ah.
And then
Ah.
I forgot I did it twice, but it's my voice in the slides. So this could be an asynchronous activity, so they can do it on their own.
How did you get your voice in the slides?
I'm using a different computer. I used a Chrome extension called like iCloud Mic. I'll find it and email it. And in that extension, I was able to save it to my Google Drive, and I have a Google Drive full of, I I'm using a different computer, I'm sorry. So in my Google Drive, I have a ton of like, they save to the Google Drive and you're able to just upload it to it. Let me see. So my audio recording. And then I made this file shareable to everybody so they don't have to access just the voice thing. At the end, I'll find that Chrome extension and send it in the chat for you guys because it's on my Chromebook, on my personal one. But
one person is saying there's a website called Online Voice Recorder that allows you to save to your drive as well.
okay, that one works. Yeah, that one's good too. Anyone that allows, it's easier if you're able to save it to the Google Drive because then you have access to it everywhere. And if you're switching between computers, yeah.
And then you would just go to insert and then, can you go to insert now?
Yeah, so you go to insert, audio, and then I have all my files right here from my drive. And so I could add like, all the other slides say what I typed in. So like, they're all kind of labeled. Let's see. So I could put in like, oops, try again. And it's me saying it.
Oops, you've got this. Try again.
Yeah. And then you can set it so it starts playing automatically once the slide starts. And you guys can, if you guys make a copy of this and tweak it to make it your own, all like the the short links are already clicked. So I already linked them to slides. So you would just have to like type in here to change it. And it's all linked.
Just delete and put in your own image, Bitmoji.
So like,
activity.
oh, I don't have it. So if I wanted to put like Teddy in here, I would just have to like push paste, like copy one of his and then push paste. Do we have any other questions?
No.
I watched a lot of YouTube videos to learn how to do all of it. And those are on, I think a lot of it's on the EdTech website.
Yes.
And then did you want me to go to this?
Yes, it's to show them where the activities are.
Oh, on the mic, also yesterday or the other day, you all got me all excited about it. Built in on our computer is something called a voice-in recorder. And we have it on most of our HP systems through BCSD. You just go down to it's not really a waffle, but it's a 3-square where you shut down your computer. You can go in there and look, and it's called voice-in recording. And it really is a great mic. It wasn't bad at all. So that was my new learning from you all. Thank you.
Oh, I see it. Voice recorder.
There it is. It's already there.
Yes, on the special ed laptops.
Yes.
Oh, good job.
Thank you, Miss Duluth. Huh? Yeah.
I know. You're ahead of us.
They're teaching me. Thank you.
So here are the activities that Jackie has made. And further in the presentation, I have linked the folder for the pre-K kinder drive. For those in first through second, I don't have access to your drive. I don't know what drive or folder you guys do have, but I did create a folder, and the best solution I can give you guys is to just click on it and make a copy for your own records. There is autism mod severe drive, but it wouldn't let me create a folder to include everything there. So I try to make it friendly as much as I can to my abilities. So if you have any questions, if you don't have access to any of this stuff or the stuff that we're going to show you further in the presentation, just email us, any one of us, and we'll get it out to you.
We're working on getting links to that drive, and we will get it out to you. We'll put it in here.
Yeah, that drive would be the best bet.
Okay, so this is a little just Jamboard how-to. So ways to use, how to use Jamboard is you can write with the included stylus in the Jamboard. You can search Google and insert images or web images, and I'll show you guys how to do that shortly. We can drag and resize text and images with fingers or the cursor. You can share jams with your students so they can complete the activity, and you can do that on Google Classroom. And then some sample activities for Jamboard are story maps. You can you can do story maps, but circle maps, and you can do letters and characters and all the story times, and it's endless. You can do story sequencing, first, next, last. You can brainstorm for writing activities. You can do sight word practice and CVC words. You can write letters for their letter formation since there's a stylus on there. And then the name practicing, name spelling. So if we go, it's gonna open a new one. Well, I have a couple. So if we go down to this plus sign down here, it's a new jam. And once it loads, if we go to add an image here, I can, we can Google search an image, or you can upload from your computer or your drive. I just do Google because it's easier for me. So we could do a circle map outline and take whichever one you like and click it and select, and it automatically goes into Jamboard. So you take it to the top and you can just resize it. Ooh, this one's blurry. And then if you don't like it, you can go back to add an image. I think I like this one. Yeah. And then you just drag it to make it bigger. And then if we're making, what kind of circle map should we make? Suggestions, chat suggestions.
Bubble.
Bubble.
Should we make a bubble map?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If we do a bubble map, we could use, that's too much. You kind of have to like search for one that you like. So we select, I can take out.
Maybe an all about me. I don't.
You can do all about me with a circle map, yeah, or a bubble map. So if we do a bubble map all about me, that's a good idea. I actually did circle map all about me's last year with my kids and they loved it. So if you have to do it on Jamboard because it's online, even better. This one's blurry.
You just have to play with it and copy, paste, cut to find the one you want.
It took me a while to find that circle map one. I just know which one it is now that I like. This one.
That looks good.
This one's good. Okay, so we use the bubble map and you could write your name. So we could write, let's see, Jackie in the middle. My computer's not touchscreen. Sorry. I normally have a touchscreen computer. And then we can add in, what do I like? And you could just do all sorts of things like I'm a teacher, so all about me. So you could do, you can add in, why is it always chalkboards? Are those even a thing anymore? Like there's a teacher. You could add in the picture and resize it. So you could do these, you could make it more simple. Already have, when you're doing your lessons with your kids, like you could already have this done and just drag it over. So I can show you an example. Or we could type. a sticky note instead of writing my name. Cancel, we could put me in the middle. And then you go over here for a new one, and you could do anything. You can add visuals. And then we go back. That's how you rename your jam. So this one is circle map of letter A. And this is what I was saying, you can already have the visuals there, and you could be like, oh, we're gonna do a circle map of letter A. And we have like a bat and an apple. And you could be like, which one sounds like ah? Which one? This one or this one? So you're not like fumbling to Google search for stuff. It's already prepared. And then I also have just words if they're at that level.
Are we going to try this out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We are in
okay.
our breakout session. And then you could do CBC words and names. So we're gonna create a circle map. We could do a circle map in our breakout session, which is next. Patty, you have access to the breakout sessions, don't you?
Yes,
So
I do. We're ready.
Yeah, in our breakout sessions, we're gonna practice making circle maps. So you guys can work together on a circle map with a shared screen, which is ideal. So you guys can work through it together, or you can do individual ones, whichever.
Individual create one.
Individually create one. So I'm ready.
Okay, we're going to break into rooms.
5, 4, 3.
You're funny. Okay, let's go.
W.
Oh, hello.
All right. Hi.
Hi. Why can't I see anybody?
Oh, you can't see us? Hold on, sorry. I'm trying to look for that site that you just sent us to do.
Oh, okay, hold on. Maybe it's on my end. I'm telling you, we're always learning new stuff.
Is go .bcsd.com/DWU.
Here. I'll go. Slash what?
DWU.
Oh, there you are. Hi, everyone.
No, I need access. And
Oh, Lord.
It is my.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry. Let's try, let's just go to a regular one. Do you want to just try one from the beginning?
Want me just to go Jamboard?
Yeah, just go Jamboard. Yeah. Okay, and then where's the free one?
I don't know.
Okay.
If we click on this one, would it take us to the free, like an option?
I don't think so. What I would do is, oh, it's jamboard.google.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. What I'm going to do is let me type that to everybody.
All right, let me go to the little waffle. I think it should have it there. Didn't they say that it's part of it? Let's see. Anybody see? Oh, there it is. All right, so go to the waffle, and then it takes you here. And now I only have the one that we did this morning.
Okay, so I think we can click on maybe the little, 3 dots and see what that says. Make a new one?
No, there is a plus at the bottom right.
Oh.
It's orange.
Oh, awesome, Parker. I didn't even see that.
Oh, hold on, you guys, I have you guys on the bottom, so it's covering it. There we go. Thank you, Parker.
You're welcome.
the song playing in my head is High School Musical. We're all in this together. Da-na. I don't remember the rest of it. I just remember Renelle blowing that.
Oh, my cousin
that
loves that.
movie.
So then they want us to insert things just like she did before.
Uh-huh.
All right, so.
On the left, or you see like the mouse and everything on the side.
This one over here has the mouse, but.
Yeah, I think there should be an image one. Go down one more, right there.
Okay, I'm gonna hop into another one. I'll see you guys.
All righty.
Keep getting kicked off.
Oh shoot, and now you're not in a breakout room.
I know. I was in with I forgot her name. I don't know. That's why I don't like working from home sometimes.
Okay, I'm gonna try to put you in one. Hi, there we go. Hello.
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 Hey, are y'all making one?
No, it's not letting us in.
Okay, so let's hold on, let me share my screen, and we figured this out earlier. Is if you can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go to jamboardgoogle.com. And then here's my Jamboards. And then down here in the lower right-hand corner, it says, it has a plus sign, and we can make a new jam. There it is. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can't tell. I probably look crazy because I don't see anybody. So I'm like, hello? Okay, so let's add in a picture of, what were we doing? Circle map. It's like, if we can't get to that one, we're going to make our own. We don't got time for this. I don't know if I like it. And that's why you kind of have to do this ahead of time. But, you know, once you make it, then it's always there. So here's my circle map. Oops. And this is hard because I got this here. I'm going to make it bigger. And I'm going to put it over here. And then what do you want the circle map to be about? Give me an idea. Anyone? Hello? Okay.
We could do colors.
Okay, color. Okay, so if we're going to do colors, let me do this really quick. Okay, so here's yellow. I'm going to put yellow in here and make him a little bit smaller. And then over here, I'm going to do a sticky tab. Is that what I'm doing? No. This is what I'm doing. And my sticky, oh, that's going to be hard. Well, that's all right. Maybe I'm giving them a little help. This is a scaffold, actually. Because there's that. And then we're going to put in colors. Okay, so my colors goes in the middle, or it could be pictures of crayons, all different colors. It's whatever your kids want. So yellow is a color, and this is yellow. What you think?
Very good. Yeah, nice.
Colors. And so there we go. Okay, I'm gonna leave this, oh, go ahead.
You could even do individual colors and then have them pick the items that are yellow.
Yes.
Kind of like she did with the letter.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
That's a good idea.
And then, you know, like you can make many pages And then I believe you can copy this and make a copy. So you can do a copy in every single child's link in their classroom. Yeah, so that's what I think is so cool about it. I would have my own, Miss Brown would have her own, and that way each one would have their own Jamboard that they would be able to do either with you or when they're in asynchronous and they're just practicing. Okay?
Can we see their copy?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you would put it into your Google Classroom or into your slide presentation so you could see it. So even in your slide presentation, let's say I have one slide, Miss Brown has one slide, I could have my picture on it, so I know I only work with that slide and the links on that slide. Okay?
Yeah, but can we look to see like if they've completed it?
Yeah.
Is what I was trying to say.
In Google
Okay.
Classroom, it would be an assignment, and you would be able to see when you open up your classroom whether they've completed their assignments.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I think this is one. Oh, here's my makeup classroom. So right now I don't, oh, I have one assignment in here. So there would be an assignment I made, and look who I assigned it to, and then if they'd finished it, then there would be a little check here. Okay?
Okay.
There's the instructions. Yeah. And then, anyway, go back to the beginning. Okay, all right, we're gonna hop back in just 1 second. Okay, see you in a minute.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I think we're almost all back. Can everyone hear me? Okay, I just wanted to start saying something. Yes, we never got access. So for those people's rooms that I was able to pop into, and I tried to put it in the chat, I hope you guys were able to see it. And Teddy and Jackie told me to go to the Google, hold on. I've got 3 things going here, so I'm all.
That was fun.
It was fun. So if you weren't able to get to the link, we just made our own. We went to the link that I tried to send through. Did you see it in the breakout rooms, the link?
Yeah, I saw it come across the top.
Yeah, and then so we just went in and started playing with it and figuring it out.
Yeah, we just did jamboard.google.com. When you're signed into your Google account using your BCSD email information, everything is saved in there. Everything is done for you. It's like Google Slides and Google Docs, it saves. And then I just showed them how to create. We did a circle map of the shape of the day, which was square. And then we assigned it into the Google Classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun.
My group did the same thing. We did a circle map of animals, and I showed them how to assign it into Google Classroom.
And we tried, we made one that was colors, and everybody was trying to help me out, but you know I'm not pre-K, so it was a little rough. But what I need some help with, and maybe, I don't know if we could take time to show it really quickly, is I have my Jamboard. How do I assign it in my classroom? What is that?
Oh, that's easy.
Do you want to share? I can share. I just did it.
Okay.
I just did it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let me see. Let me screen share. So we just did this. I had my Google Classroom open. So let's see. Let's exit. So if you go over here to create assignments, and once you have your Jamboard made.
Let me ask you a question. Where are you right now?
I am in my Google Classroom. So sorry, I already had the tab open.
Let's take it back to the Jamboard so you can get that link. How do we get the link?
Oh, you don't need the link.
Oh, you don't need the link. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so if I'm in my Google Drive and I want to go to my Google Classroom, you click the waffle and you go to Classroom.
Yes.
These are my classrooms currently. This is my classroom that I'm going to add my assignment to, that I want to add the assignment to. We go to classwork, and there's a button at the top that has a plus sign and it says create. So we would click that button.
Oh yeah, they can.
And we would want assignment. Can we see the screen?
We can see it. We can see it.
Okay, and then we would go to add from your Google Drive. And in your recent, if you were just working on the Jamboard, you could add it. And insert. And then you could title it, put the instructions for it. And over here in this drop down, we want to make sure we make a copy for each student so they have access to it independently and they can edit it by themselves.
Thank you. Do we have any questions about this?
There's also just copying the link from your Jamboard. Go to add and just insert link is another way to do it as well.
Yes, there's multiple ways.
So there's multiple ways to do it, and then you want to make a copy for each student so that it doesn't conflict with other students' attempts.
And what else we talked about is just you can assign it right then, or you can schedule your assignments.
Oh, schedule, yes.
So you can pick a day, and then if you know when your asynchronous learning time is, you can put that in, so like 12 p.m. And then schedule it.
And then you also have due dates as well as to when it's
And then we have due dates and points. I normally do ungraded, but points and then topics.
I'm sorry, Teddy, I have a question. What do you mean when you say you had to make a copy for each student? I'm just confused. So when you send an assignment, does it go individually or it goes for all your students?
When you make a copy, it goes individually to each student.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And that's the best practice to do, is to make a copy for each student. So that if not, what'll happen is they're just doing like one assignment together.
Okay.
So what'll happen is I'm working on the bubble map of letter A and Jackie's working on it. So it's gonna conflict with when we submit it. It's gonna be both of us working on it. Whereas if you make a copy for each student, it's individualized.
We have one other question. It says, Teddy, will you model how to create the link?
Oh, Jackie's on here. Jackie, can you model for us?
Yeah.
So if we do this is the same slide set as that circle map. So if we go up into the top and you just click it, it highlights everything and you can copy. And then, where's my Google? And then back in that same Google Classroom, you can add using the link. And then you just paste it in there.
That's 2 ways. And the third way is if you go back to the Jamboard.
And then always make sure it says make a copy for each student.
Can we go back to the Jamboard?
Yeah.
Go to share. And then get a link. Do you guys see that?
Yeah, you can do here, copy link.
Copy link. And then that copies it to your clipboard. And then you would just go back to Google Classroom and insert link. So that's 3 different ways you can do that.
And there's one other question. Well, a comment. Miss Brenda shared the screen with her people in the breakout room and then gave them access to manipulate the shared screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they were able to work as a small group together and actually do the activity together.
That's
Small group
awesome.
instruction.
It is. That's great. But it only let, oh.
2 people, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is there a way, sorry to interrupt you, is there a way that we can actually, like, let's say that we have a group of 3, that 3 of them become a choice? Because we had a group and it was 5 of us, or 5 or 4 of us, and 2 of them were not a choice at all. And then they unmuted themselves, they went back on the video so we can see them, and still not a choice. So you only let me give it to 2 people out of the 5 that were there.
I don't have an answer for that. I would refer back to that EdTech Center for Zoom.
Good idea, thank you.
And then here's just that circle map example that we can use in small group, whole group, with our paras, and for even IEP goals.
We have one more question. Once you give a student a copy, would only the parent be able to edit? So
go ahead.
So if the student has a copy, who can edit that copy of their work?
That student will be able to access that document and work through that document on their own. It's their individual document. Nobody else has access to it. We can look at it as teachers, but, and you can even sign your paras as teachers, which would be helpful. And then, but like other students can't get on their friends' accounts and their documents, if that is the question I'm answering.
Okay, yes, that's the answer. Okay. Moving along.
Yeah, it's individualized. Just think in the classroom, you're having the child trace their name on a piece of paper.
Duplicate.
You don't have all 4 students on one paper, you have 1 student on one paper. And this is the folders I created. It's linked to the left, the pre-KK folder drive. Everything that we have is uploaded to the folder. Can you click on that, Jackie?
Yeah.
This is the distance learning folder in the pre-K drive. For grades 1 and 2, I created another folder so you have access to make a copy, because we don't have that capabilities for you. Can you go up, Jackie? Virtual backgrounds. That's another folder inside. Can you open? Is it open?
Yeah, I was taking a little bit.
Oh, is that one locked?
Yes.
Okay, we have a couple questions while you're getting that going. After they finish their interactive assignment, will it automatically send us as teachers to see their work, or do they have to share it and turn it in?
They have to push a button that says turn in or submit.
So we probably want to model that with them.
Yes.
Okay. There's another question. Will our paras be receiving training on Zoom or Google Classroom?
There are PDs that are going to be scheduled.
And the last one, how do you share a screen with paras?
Share a screen with paras like how we would share a screen on Zoom?
I think so.
It's just at the bottom and it's share screen, and you're able to share your screen. And all this information, all this like tech stuff is in the EdTech website underneath Zoom.
Okay.
I have a question. It's kind of too much for me to type, so I thought if I could interject real quick. What I'm understanding is once you make it, once you say send a copy to a student, and now because I have high schoolers, so I realize how that works. Now my own student and that parent has only access to edit. You mentioned about the paras. That's the only way it's going to work for us, because we're not going to be able to ask our parents and expect them to sit there and work one-on-one with their students. So if we were to use that as a breakout session with the para, and then the para being one-on-one with the student, and they're working on their own individual copy with the para, how would you, because I was looking on here, how would you give that access just for the para who's at a, on their own computer?
You can make co-teachers, so you can add the para as a teacher.
Okay, so in that same respect, if I was to work with the student and I gave them their own individual copy, then I would be able to work one-on-one and manipulate that copy as if I'm the parent. Because usually when you give them an individual copy, it's just that child and parent who has access to manipulate the form. So, because I'm thinking of this as a breakout session when you're working with just one student or maybe even two students and you're manipulating that. No, it would be only one student would work. So you're working with one student and you're manipulating the circle map.
Well, with our Google Classroom, we've been using Google Classroom as asynchronous, which is that online time independently at home.
Right.
When you're working with a para, it's considered synchronous learning. Correct me if I'm wrong, Teddy.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I'm just thinking parent, because this is hard for us as educators to learn how to manipulate this. I don't see a parent sitting down with a brand new 3-4-year-old child who's never seen this, having the ability or even the desire to sit there and try to figure out pictures to add to their circle map. That's not going to happen.
Okay,
So,
I have the answer.
Go ahead, Teddy.
So, McKay, I think what you're asking is, when we're doing the small group instruction with either myself, the teacher, or with my paras, are they able to manipulate the same document as the student working together, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, that document, that's a yes. That document, you would have to have, it's not gonna be in the Google Classroom. The Google Classroom is asynchronous, it's independent work. So you would do it on maybe Google Slides, create your daily lesson or daily focus, and then assign each para of slides, slide number 34, add the assignment to it. So when the para is working with the student or students in small groups, they have access to it.
That makes a lot more sense.
Okay. On Zoom, right?
On Zoom.
Yeah, Google Classroom on Zoom. I'm just thinking the whole Google Classroom, sending it individually to the parents, we can't expect a lot from that aspect.
It's just asynchronous learning. It's you're right, for the littles, yes. That's why that's something we gotta have, that parent involvement, the parent engagement. We can try the best of our abilities, but once again, that's something that's gonna be a parking lot discussion, as in, what do we do when the parents or the students are not involved or cooperating or participating?
Right, what are they expecting us to send as individual work? Because it's gotta be incredibly simple for the parent instead of trying to expect them to find, things. And
I think best practice would be to go over the lesson, the content, and the activity during whole group and small group instruction. And then during asynchronous learning, the independent learning, maybe having the same activity with similar activities, so that the student already has that background knowledge.
Yeah, I like that, because you're essentially wanting to teach the parents. So if you did it in a whole group and you're doing, say, a circle map with whole group on how to do it, and then I say, okay, now we're going to break out and you're going to go to your paras, and so the parents have already seen all that.
Yes. Yeah, there's a way, and if you guys need any more help, just reach out. And honestly, it's just a matter of just navigating and playing with it, and just trial by error. There's always going to be errors, and nothing we could do is learn from them.
We fail forward.
Yes, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a carnival ride. Just hold on tight and put your hands up in the air and enjoy it.
Well, if they're expecting us to do the asynchronous learning, I think that's going to really work out well. Is like doing an activity as a whole group, because that one is supposed to be information about their individual IEP goals as well, is what I'm understanding, correct?
You can for the independent.
Because I mean, utilizing that time with the para, you've got an adult who's willing to work one-on-one with their student or with your student. Yeah, that'd be a perfect opportunity to do IEP things. So I'm just thinking, if you were to introduce in a whole group, like they're all learning their letters or whatever, and introduce it, and it's okay, this is what's going on, blah, 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 and then break them off in break rooms. Because then I just felt like we really need to be conscious of the parents being confused. and really understanding that they really are.
Yeah.
I mean, we're as
Yes,
educators are
definitely.
confused.
We are gonna have, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're running low on time, and we are gonna have meetings with our grade level teams and departments coming up. So those are all questions that we can get there, since we really don't have all the answers to them yet.
Right. Okay, perfect. Thanks, guys. I'll mute this.
And then moving on just to our Google Classrooms, and you've already seen a little bit of it, and Bitmoji, and you get the app and you make your little person and you download the Chrome extension and you can click and drag your Bitmoji into the slides. And then with our Google Classroom, I'm just gonna quickly show you how mine looks, or mine for last year. So this is mine, and this is the stream. So I would do like a little welcome message, or like this was like kind of like a welcome goodbye message because it was the last week. All the assignments are on there. And if we go to classwork, and we have our make a pattern assignment. And if we view the assignment, you can see the instructions. So I made the instructions for the parents to read so they can go through, and I added all these like videos and ideas for them how to make patterns. And then with the student work section, I only had like 2 people turn them in, and most of the parents would just text me pictures of the assignment instead of turning it in. So I think it's key to teach the parents how to use Google Classroom and submit assignments. And then this is just the little one of him making the pattern. So they are, if it's a activity for them to do on their own and they need to take a picture of it and turn it in, they can. It just gets uploaded. And then we showed you how to make an assignment. I can show how we add students, right? You go to people and you can add your kids here through their email. And then you can also add teachers. So
can I ask one question? Did you use Google Translate? How did you get the Spanish language?
My Spanish is from my para, Carla. I would send her what it says, and then she would translate it for me and send it back to me.
Google Translate is a great tool to use. Copy, paste.
But sometimes Google Classroom isn't the best. Like I would do it and then she would read it and be like, no, and she would fix it. So there's that too. So just be cautious when you're using Google Translate with Spanish, because sometimes it says stuff that you don't want it to say. Especially with our SPED terminology we have. Do we have any questions about Google Classroom?
Nope, no questions. Nope.
Okay, awesome. So if we're moving on, let's present. Oh no.
I believe here's the example of letter of the day using a virtual classroom, Bitmoji classroom. Everything is linked. You have your circle map, you have books, you have the readings, you have the dancing bananas, something fun. So this is an example of what you can use for your ELA lessons. This would be probably small group instruction using your paras. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe I have this template with all the letters, and they would be in the drive. If it's not in there now, I will do that tonight. And then the next one is using our theme units. So one of the theme units for pre-KK Frog Street is community helpers, and we have here a firewoman. So we would have the books linked based on, firefighters. We have posters. We have different objects that correlate to the theme units. And this is another way you can use Google Slides to incorporate your Frog Street theme units into your daily lessons using distance learning. If we can move on to the next slide. This one I really like. It's penguins. In January for STEAM, I do penguins. And I believe a lot of people are using Made For Me literacy, and one of the themes or units and whatnot is penguins. And we can use this during small groups or whole groups, whichever you prefer, or even during asynchronous learning with the links there for the videos and the readings and whatnot. And if we go to the next one, it's a lesson on dolphins. So maybe for your first and second, third graders, if you're doing science, you can learn about dolphins. I did link this as well. And I want to say there was 35 to 40 slides of different animals, same format. So it's really fun and really appeasing to the eyes and really engaging. And our calendar. And here is a calendar that was made using Google Slides with a virtual classroom. Everything is interactive. Can you manipulate that, Jackie?
No, you have to not be in present mode to manipulate it.
Yes, so that's the thing too. So we cannot be in present mode. Can you show them? For some of these classrooms you can, and for some you don't. To manipulate like this, it's not in present mode. So it's a matter of dragging. And this would be like a whole group instruction, your morning routine, your welcoming message, if you're not using Starfall, and if you want to be, creative.
Yeah.
So that's there. Next. Oh, we're going out of time.
I know. This is just, we had a lot of great questions today. This is just read alouds, and linked here is just kind of an informational article on how to use read alouds in distance learning. And yeah, and then linked here is our district's guided reading levels. So level A and level B. We have
Can you click on it?
Yes.
To show them, because they may have not seen them before.
So if we click on them, they're linked to guided reading level A and like a nap. If you click on it, it's a folder with the lesson and also the book, the PDF of the book. So you could share your screen with this PDF up and do a guided reading. You can also send links of the books to the kids.
Yes, this is perfect for small group instruction with the paras or yourself with your students reading versus watching the read aloud.
Mm-hmm. And there's level B as well. There's more levels on that EdTech website, I believe.
Someone had a good question. They said, are those shared with us?
These links are, you can click the links and you can have access to them.
Yes.
The links are embedded into the slides. So if you've made a copy of the slide, you should be able to click on the links. And then just our read aloud rooms, the books are linked. You can post weekly readings on like Mondays, and you can incorporate your theme libraries as extensions of that unit you're working on.
So to link, we're going to do an example using Frog Street. So to link anything using these Google classrooms or virtual classrooms, you would just copy the URL of the site of the PDF, the video, the book, anything you want to view. You would click on a picture, insert, link, right click, and paste. Simple as 1, 2, 3, and 4. Jackie, can we go to 49? Here is a library with our Frog Street readings for the pre-K kinder team. If you want to click on, do you have access to your portal, Frog Street?
Not on this computer. I'm on a different computer. Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I can share my screen.
Yeah. I'm on a computer that I don't normally use. It was a bad idea. Fail forward, right?
Yes.
All right, just very quickly, I'm going to show you guys how to link. So I'm just going to go here and I'm going to type in Frog. I can't even spell. Frog Street Portal. And this can be done, what's my last name? Did it work? Okay, perfect. Save. And then I'm going to go to eBooks. I'm going to go to theme books. So where am I at? Virtual VSI. Okay, so I'm going to pick a title. Give me a title. This one. Let's go to this one. Let me get this book. Here we are, before and now. I'm going to open it. And here is my reading. We can reuse this. I'm going to click on the URL up here, copy, go back. Can I go back? And then this is already selected. I'm going to go to insert, link, right click, paste, and then apply. So now this book is linked to my Frog Street portal. These are not linked as of yet. This was supposed to be an activity, but I did link this one yesterday. So let me click here. It's gonna open a new window. And here I am with my Frog Street reading.
Can I say something really quickly? Heather made a great point of when you share your screen, you can also share the ability to annotate.
Oh.
And your students can circle the words and the pictures they can annotate with you.
Oh, thank you, Heather.
Yeah.
Very, very clever. Okay, let me go back, stop and share. And then Jackie, you have the reins.
You should have just continued sharing. We're running out of time.
I know, we've got like 10 minutes. We'll just go ahead and move on. The next slide is a virtual library. It's Pete the Cat. I like to theme them out.
There's a lot of stuff on that slide. Oh, there it goes. So it's just Pete the Cat.
Yeah, Pete the Cat. The books are read alouds. They're all, click on it. It's a read aloud.
But it's safe YouTube, so we'd have to change it to YouTube.
Yeah, so we gotta change it to YouTube because safe YouTube is not friendly to BCSD. So moving on, we talked about toolboxes yesterday for math. So now for ELA, we still want a toolbox for your students. It's for visual learners, kinesthetic learners, and especially for the young ones. We can include file folder activities, dry erase boards, markers, crayons, scissors, letter cards, like an, what is that, board maker. You can make letter cards, number cards, sight word cards, Play-Doh. Let's click. Here's an example. Parents can pick up at a scheduled time and place. And this is done through your admin. From what I was told is every site is different in how they're gonna schedule distribution of materials. But these toolboxes are something that you would honestly do on your own. Maybe check the classroom, see what materials you have that you are able to share with your students. I will link up these cutouts for everybody for math and ELA. I'll do that maybe about 1 o'clock. I'll link everything up. I purchased them on Teachers Pay Teachers, and it's a great resource. Just copy or print, laminate, cut. So something we might want to do. And for communication binders, you can use folders or you can use binders. Print out those icons, laminate, cut them, Velcro them, and you have them at home for the students as well.
Okay, just a couple of points. Sarah, thank you. You add the picture first, then you insert the link into the picture when you're using that for your slides. And we don't know if the curriculum lab is going to be open, if it's going to be scheduled openings. We don't know that yet. So we'll make sure to put that in the parking lot.
Yes.
Real quick, I'm
Go
sorry
ahead.
to interrupt. I called the curriculum lab last week, and she said hopefully within the next couple of weeks they will be open and signing and have a sheet available.
Awesome.
Thank you, Eva.
Thank you.
One question. Should we be doing these toolbox weekly, monthly? Like how, like are we gonna be adding stuff to them weekly?
It depends on how you want to do it. It's your personal preference. So as of right now, we're doing our remote learning through Q1. So personally, I'm going to put in my toolbox things for Q1. So I know they have everything just in case parents can't come pick up or we can't go drop it off. They have everything. But it's your personal preference.
Which means we got to plan ahead. So
Which
we need
means
to
we-
look forward to your lesson plans or your pacing guides for the next 10 weeks for the first quarter and see what we're learning, what we're teaching, and what we're working on so that you can incorporate those materials into your toolboxes. And you can
And
also
then-
use bags.
Go ahead.
I think, Jackie, you bought those big bags on Amazon. I thought I had it linked, but I didn't.
I can link it in the chat again at the end, like I did yesterday. And then just here is just a reminder that EdTech is amazing and you guys need to just navigate this page and look through it and see. I find new stuff every time I'm on there, so.
Especially with Zoom.
Especially with Zoom. The SEL lessons are great. Just, I would check it out. I recommend checking it out and spending time checking it out.
And I think this is going to be, I know, we were told that this is going to be our go-to for our distance learning, virtual learning aspect of the school year. So anything that you need help with, I would first come back to the EdTech Center. And then if you can't find it or if you need further assistance, just reach out to your support providers.
I have a question. Earlier, one of our participants, Eva, she asked about PARA's checking out Chromebooks.
That's a parking lot question and a site question as well.
It is. Most sites that I know allow that, but they have to fill out paperwork to do that. So we will put that into the parking lot because it may be a site-by-site decision.
Yeah, and then if your pairs are in the classroom during this distance learning, I would have them work at their blue table or their red table with their materials with the Chromebook and have it done during the day. But if they're at home, that's a question you would have to ask your admin.
Right. Okay.
So DFP, standards. Here are your frameworks for preschool and your common core state standards. This is something that we would, go back on and reference for our lessons.
Oh, this is linked math. I will fix it for ELA. Sorry. I'll link ELA.
Okay.
And-
Go ahead, Jackie.
Oh, no, I was just going to say this is just additional resources that are there for you to explore.
The Facebook distance learning groups, I would reference that page. If you have a Facebook, I would join those groups. A lot of the material that you see was inspired or shared by those groups. Shout outs and questions.
Well, I have a shout out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the evaluation link in there. I know it's a little bit early, but we're kind of running out of time. So please make sure that you complete the evaluation and you do the sign out link also in order to get paid for your time.
Oh, we also got an email yesterday that if you did trainings before today, you will be paid August 10th, and today's training you'll be paid September 10th.
Correct.
Any training after the 30th or the 30th and on is September 10th.
Yeah, today. Today's the last day.
Oh, well, that's good. So
And
today's
please make
training
sure.
you'll be-
Please make sure to fill out your evaluation because we literally look at them, we change them, we went over it. The ones that we got yesterday, we were changing stuff almost right up to when we saw you this morning. So
5s and 4s are wanted.
Yes, they are. If you want more of this, we need 5s and 4s.
And then just remember, there are being presentations, PDs being discussed and prepared for the future.
Yes.
And today's will be paid on September 10th.
Yes.
So anything from yesterday back is August 10th. But today's virtual institute is September 10th.
And you're welcome to leave after you get those done, your evaluation link and your sign out. And have a wonderful day.
Mailbox.com.
Teddy, would you repeat the last 30 seconds? You cut out. I didn't hear you.
Oh, it was just the payment. Today's training, you'll be paid on September 10th.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday's training and the trainings before that, they're being paid August 10th.
Thank you.
And you can use the, I think it's the 8 to 10 time for today because I don't know what happened. Yeah.
We fail forward, everybody.
Yes, we do. Thank you, Jackie. And Jackie and Teddy, stay for a minute.
Yes. I hope it was good, guys.
You
And
two did a fabulous job. Dream team, ta-da! Dream team.
Yes, take a look at those virtual backgrounds. There's a lot. And if you don't have access, just go ahead and email me or Miss Jackie.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Deborah.
Oh, you got the baby? Oh my gosh. Oh
My
my.
boo-boo.
Oh my.
Look at her.
Sweetheart.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, aren't you the sweetest thing?
Bye. See you guys. Thank you for the training.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, I'm so baby starved. It's bad. I can't put pressure on her though, so.
Oh, was she your only one?
Yes.
Oh.
The one and only.
Oh, yeah, no pressure.
So, yeah, no pressure.
Oh, yeah,
Right
we're
now.
still recording.
Oh, sorry.